What's up, guys? Minnesota Rail Productions here, back with another video for you guys today. Today, we're looking at my HO scale layout. Well, kind of a mess of a layout, but let's dive right in. For better context on my locomotives, go watch this video here. It gives very in-depth information on how I've gotten all these locomotives, and I managed to pick up another one over the past month. I picked up this Southern Pacific tunnel motor on eBay for around $60. Has solid DCC, no sound, and was quite of a project. Currently working on the cab windows here. As you see, there's nothing on the side. I've glued in the top fans. Those were out of place. And then the side railings, which I had to glue back also. Along with swapping all the couplers on both sides and then re-gluing the plow on. Right now, I gotta work on this side of windows. And I also gotta work on getting the front cab windows. As you can see, both sides and the middle do not have windows here. Get a closer look on that. This side too, along with the sun visors, have to go right there on the cab. And then finally, getting the radiator grate back on. I've searched eBay a long time, and I still haven't found one yet. So I'm hoping I can. Let's see this thing in action. Taking our attention off of locomotives, we take a look at some rolling stock that I've custom weathered. Here we got this Southern gondola with a wood load in it. The next piece of rolling stock that I painted is this Milwaukee Road boxcar. Taking a look at both sides of the car, you can see I painted them really different. And the previous owner, which I got this car from, had painted over it with, you see those little brown marks on the door and then on the left side of the car. The last piece of rolling stock that I painted is this Milwaukee Road caboose. Although it's made by Bachman, it does not have the best detail. It still looks pretty cool with a little weathering job on it. Here's the roof of the car, and the other side too. It's been about a month later. I'm continuing this video now. I picked up a few more locomotives and rolling stock, and selling a few currently. I'll pull those up later, but let's take a look at what I've gotten. Getting the most boring out the way, I picked up this Bachman Burlington gondola for around $10 at a hobby store. Taking this car out of the packaging, you see it's not the best in detail, but I'd say overall for $10, this thing's pretty sweet. Let's move on to the next item. First locomotive I bought is this Manitowoc Tyco Sioux Line Century 430, I think. It's currently not in working order because I kind of broke it while taking it apart. So it's kind of just going to sit here for a little bit. This next model is pretty interesting. I have no idea what brand this is, but it's an 040, and this thing is absolutely crusted. I think it's been underwater for a little bit. Look at how crusty those wheels are, the side rods, and then on the little tip of the cab, here's the other side. But yeah, that thing looks terrible. On the inside, it's even worse. It's all rusted. I just might try to do a live stream to fix this thing with a friend. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments. These next two locomotives are Walther's mainline Amtrak B40-8Ws. This first engine here off to the left, Amtrak number 510, is a complete model, although the coupler boxes are missing. Does need a little cleaning, but it runs great. Unlike 510, the other Dash 8 does need a few parts, as it's missing two drive shaft brackets that go here and here. And if anyone was wondering, here's the shell parts with the cab and the outer body. Keeping the theme of Dash 8s, I picked up this Bachmann Spectrum BNSF or Santa Fe C40-8W. Although having a few broken parts cosmetically, this locomotive is really nice in detail. With the front view of this locomotive, we can see that it has directional lighting for the forwards and the backwards position. With both bulbs in the locomotive not being very strong, some of the lighting is very dim, which I'll have to change in the future. But unfortunately, I need to service this thing and I cannot figure out how to get the shell off. As you can see, there is no screws that lets you access the inside body because these ones are for the motor mount and I've tried. And I believe this shell is a snap-on. So if anyone can help me in the comments, please do, because this thing is making weird noises now. And now we're to the final part of this video where I'll be showing you all of the items I have listed on eBay as you see in this picture, but let's do an in-depth review on them. First up on the list are these two really weathered lifelike gondolas with the road CVNS on both. Next up are these two boxcars, with the left one being Great Northern, made by AccuRail, and the right one being a Bachmann New York Central boxcar. Now on to boxed rolling stock. On the left we have a Walther's Trainline TTX flat car, and on the right a Tyco Kellogg's ACF grain car. The only thing wrong with the two is the ACF grain car is missing a few parts. But if anyone's interested, look at the pictures on eBay. They are way better than here. For the final two being locomotives, we have the Southern Pacific tunnel motor from before. I'm not going to talk about this one a lot because I've already talked about it at the start of the video, or you can go look on the eBay listing, which explains the missing parts it has, or just rewind the video. This last locomotive being a Walther's Mainline ATSF-8. It should be in that video I told you guys about earlier in the video. This locomotive comes with DCC and sound with an ESU lock sound decoder. Will also be sent out with the plow detached, but all you gotta do is just glue it on.